We're joined now by NBC News political director Chuck Todd, who has some new polls out this morning. Chuck, what's the big change from when we saw you 2 weeks ago?
Well, what we did was we asked our state pollster to take a look at 3 states, one that was perceived to be leaning in McCain's column, one leaning in Obama's column, and one pure toss-up. Well, let's start with the pure toss-up, Ohio. Well, our new poll from Mason-Dixon shows it was a toss-up before this morning. It's still a toss-up, 1-point race, margin of error stuff. Ohio's been one of the few states that hasn't moved as much as we've seen some other states in Obama's direction. Now let's take a look at Wisconsin. Speaking of states that have moved, this is now a 12-point lead for Obama in this poll, double digits. We're wondering why the McCain campaign in some ways is still actively campaigning there. Republican Party pulled some money out. McCain is still keeping money alive there. Then we took a look at West Virginia. This is a state that popped recently. Well, it is still very close. McCain has a lead, 47-41. So just the big picture, Obama is closer in West Virginia than McCain is in Wisconsin. That sort of tells the story of how this map has shifted.
And what's driving all that, Chuck?
Well, I think a lot of it, what's driving is we're seeing the economy drive this thing. When you look at our current map right now, here's where we were 2 weeks ago. With the toss-up states, you had some lean. You have places like Florida, North Carolina still in McCain's column. And then now with the economy, and that's the best explanation for West Virginia right now, that you see a state like that move. That tells you that's a state that's always economically hurting a little bit, at least it has been over the last 8 years. And now you're seeing that whatever cultural issues that Republicans successfully used to get that state into the Republican column over the last 2 elections, they have struggled now. The economy moved Florida. It's moved North Carolina, the banking center of Charlotte, really hurting. But then we've also seen some movement here in what I call the region of Brokaw, Montana, and the 2 Dakotas, both now single-digit rates you're seeing. And frankly, we almost moved Arizona. There's some evidence there that that is a state that is now only a high single-digit lead there. You know, demographically, again, the economy, older voters, it's hurting everywhere.
And